All right. It is Sunday night, 7:30 p.m. ish. Means once again it's time for another edition live in the Man Cave. This is Polk. We are your number one source for high school basketball in the state of Florida. Got the All-State coach. What's going on with you, sir?
Coach, happy Sunday, man. Hope you staying warm.
Oh man, you saw the picture I just sent you.
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
I'm hunkered. I'm hunkered. As they what they say, hunkered. I'm hunkered down. Um,
Y'all have kids got to go to school?
no sir, not at all. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. So, yeah, man. So we got the All-State coach. I'm Coach Corey J, Dr. Corey J, whichever one you want to call, and we are two of the three that comprise Polk Hoops. All-State PG is lagging. He may tap in, may not. Y'all know that All-State PG is a very busy man. So, but the show must go on, and we are here to do it. So, Coach, know a lot took place last week. A lot happened. Shout out to y'all for the another successful LaDon Gibson Classic. So, anyway, we always start off with you. Anything in the corner, anything that you any diatribes, any dissertations or questions or forums, whatever you got, it's yours, sir.
Coach, can we clearly say Victor is the best team in the county?
Yeah, we can clearly say Victor's the best team in the county.
Okay,
Where
I want
Frank at? Frank somewhere in the comments. I know.
I want to make sure that that's clear. And we can't dispute that. Every team at the top, they have beaten, and head to head, no matter what their record is. And I think that holds weight. I think
for them to they swept Santa Fe and they beat Bartow. So that means they went into Santa Fe and they went into Bartow and so yeah, I think
Arbondale, they beat Discovery.
And they get to speak for itself.
You know what I'm saying? Like head to head matters, coach. Head to head matters.
Matters.
You know.
And they got 6 losses, coach, but the 6 losses ain't against Steam Academy.
No.
Yeah, every loss is a quality. If it's a such thing as a quality loss, every loss is a quality loss.
And it's one of the rarest things when you start talking about private schools, coach. They're really senior dominated this year. Usually private schools are driven by younger players, but this year, coach, they have that senior they have a bunch of seniors, and those seniors are really driving that team right now with their leadership and everything.
Yeah.
Hey Frank, bro, I love you. I appreciate you coming out and support, but that's an excuse. You know what I'm saying? Like being tired. I mean, I'm not. But Griffith's not gonna say that. Let's just say that. But Griffith's not gonna say that. My thing is, the concerns I have with Bartow, those 2 losses that they had, coach, they only scored 42 points. Was it 42?
They scored 37 against.
Oh, my bad, 37.
Yeah, 37
against I think Providence too, didn't they?
Providence they scored under 50 also. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so unfortunately, Bartow hit a stretch at the wrong time. I still think they'll be okay. My concern with Bartow right now is that they will not get the number 1 seed in the region. I don't think they can recover that. So that's going to make Evans the number 1 seed, and they're going to have to travel to Evans and beat them.
So, question. So Bartow, and we're to that point, but Bartow's lost 2 of their last 3. And Ridge has lost 3 of their last 5.
Mm-hmm.
So is it a case where Is it a case that they may have peaked too early? Do we want to? Is that or just a stretch because it's a long season? It's just a bump in the road.
Are we talking about Bartow? Or are we talking about Ridge?
Both, I guess, because they both kind of have the last couple of weeks have had some struggles.
I think Ridge hit the tougher part of their schedule. You know what I'm saying? So I think they hit the tougher part of their schedule. So I think that was the difference between Ridge losses. Bartow, I think it has a bunch of things going on. For one, they play a really, really tough schedule. You know what I'm saying? And injuries, I know have played a part. Some kids have played, some kids haven't played. And also, a lot of people they having trouble scoring lately, coach. And I didn't think I would see that from them. So they may have peaked too early for sure. But I think they'll be fine. They got a really tough week though, coach.
Tough week, coach. This is my thing. First of all, shout out to the chat. Shout out to Coach Blicker coming in blazing. Shout out to PC Gridiron and Mr. Bell and Frank. This is my point. I mean, I'm not comparing Bart to a Ridge. I'm just saying they both are like struggling right now, right? They both start out the season, although they went, different roles, but they both had very good starts to the season. In the last couple of weeks, couple of games, it's been a little struggle for both of them. Now, both of them got their own probably reasons that they're struggling, but it has been a struggle, which is all I was saying. So I wasn't, I wasn't comparing. But to Coach Blicker's point, and I used to say, and I've taken y'all off the air, like, when it's been a long time as I coach, but my thing on it is, I always said that a team's 1 and 2 player is never who beats you. It's 3 through 7, 3 through 8, depending on how many guys you play or girls you play, if you're playing, coaching girls. But that 1 and 2 person, you pretty much know what you're getting out of them for the most part. I just feel like if a kid is averaging 20 a game, another kid is averaging 16 a game, they get their numbers. In most cases, that's not going to beat you. What beats you is the 8 here, the 7 here, the 6 here, the left. You got the other kids that kind of sprinkle in. Right. That's what kind of gets you beat. So my thing used to be, our thing when I know I was at Lakeland for sure, is, I mean, we're going to guard you now. We're going to try to, limit you and take it away, but we're not going to lose sleep if you getting your numbers, because we just feel like that's not going to beat us. We always concentrated on that 3 through 7 guy and trying to eliminate a couple of them, because that's what sneaks up and beats you. Out of bounds set here, a missed assignment there, and to Coach Blicker's point, Bartow they're playing 7. They dress in 9. They're playing 8, right? 8. I guess all 9 are playing to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm.
But they have. If you figure that they got guys that can score, I don't know. But for them to be scoring 70, 80 a game, and in the last 2 they're struggling to get to 50. Is it the level of competition? Is the people game plan? To Coach Blicker's point, their game plan was to take away 1 and 2, and Bartow couldn't really recover. I mean, what is it? Because if I'm Evans, if I'm Lakeland, Lake Gibson, I'm watching the tape, because if I can recreate that, I got a good shot, right?
Yeah, that's if you got the players to do it. You know what I'm saying? I definitely watched the victory game. I didn't watch the Providence game. And what I seen in that particular game is that, for one, Bartow is not taking care of the basketball. I think that's a concern in it. I saw in the Providence game, they had a bunch of turnovers in that game. So I know McGriff and his staff going to address that. The next thing is, Coach, they're not creating their offense from their defense like they usually do. You know, Bartow is known to be very disruptive defensively, and they get a lot of baskets in transition. And then when you're able to neutralize that, which I think Victory did a good job of taking care of the basketball, I think that throws them out of rhythm. Now you're making them a half court team, and they have to score in the half court. They didn't do it efficiently versus Victory. Do they have the capability of doing it? Yes, they do. I think Victory and their guards taking care of the ball and not being able to allow Bartow to capitalize off turnovers and making that into points threw the whole rhythm off.
Do you think does I haven't seen Evans. If we looking ahead, do you feel like because Blicker Point, Victory and Providence both had size, which Bartow, that's one thing Bartow doesn't have a lot of. They're not the biggest team. They're quick and they can shoot it, but they're not big. So size becomes their kryptonite, I guess. I mean, is Evans got size? I know Frank's saying they won't beat them. I agree. It's gonna be hard to go into
Orlando,
yeah, and beat them. Is what we're saying, Frank.
We're not saying that they can't. We definitely want them to. It's just a little bit tougher going over there and beating them.
So Evans got size. I mean, I think Coach Blicker played Evans then already.
Yeah, they did. Evan do have size. They have good guards too, and it's gonna be how those guards handle that pressure. If Bartow able to speed them up, make bad decisions, Bartow got to really.
Coach Blicker, give me your coach question, Coach Billy D. Put your coach hat on.
That won't impact them either. Possibility, Coach Blicker. I know McGriff, he's a real strategist when it comes to that. I'm pretty sure he's got tape on them and has a great game plan. He's not going to put everything on tape, for them also. But I do know Evans has good guards. I do know Evans got pretty good size. I think that's going to be a battle of the Titans. But like I said, Evans in Orlando is probably 10 points better, in their gym, Coach.
But we know that the fact that Bartow went into the Villages and knocked them off, I think confidence-wise, I don't think that they nor us are saying they can't go in there. I don't think this is as big a deal as it was.
Villages is not Pine Hills, though. Two different types of environment. We know Evans is in Pine Hills, all Murder Drive.
Okay, well,
everything that's a different type of environment now.
Okay,
but
now Bartow would get Edgewater at home, though, right?
Yes,
they'll be the 2 seed.
Right there, they're number 2, so they will definitely get Edgewater.
And they're not going to do anything to jeopardize that with what they plan on Friday and Saturday. So they shouldn't lose the 2 seed regardless.
No, I don't think they'll lose the 2 seed regardless. It's if they can get wins against Lake Highland Prep and the Villages, they might have a shot at overtaking Evans, but they have to win both of those in order to do so. Those 2 games will also catapult their strength of schedule for the region. It doesn't count for the district, but it counts for the region. And I was surprised that his strength of schedule this year is not as high as it's been in the past.
Is that because some of the PP playing go back to the thing of who your schedule is kind of weighing it down a little bit?
Yes. You know what I'm saying? And I think originally when he scheduled them, he thought a lot of them would be tougher. You know what I'm saying? So I think
you look at from a strength of schedule standpoint, talking about that, we got, Bartow's strength of schedule is from last week. Now this FHSA last week, so the new one ain't came out yet. 13.96. Lake Gibson, 10.89.
Did they play Lake Gibson?
Say again?
Did they play Lake Gibson?
I think they played Lake Gibson. I'm not sure, but Lake Gibson got a high one because Lake Gibson actually play people.
Yeah. But Evans' strength of schedule is 18.3 and Edgewater's is 21.8, which is why their rating is so high.
21.
Edgewater's 21.8.
So our highest team is Victory. Victory is 17.74. Then Santa Fe 14.41. Then Bartow 13.96. Those are our only double-digit strength of schedule people in the county. And all three of them people play tough people. So how in the world is these people sitting at 21 when Bartow, Victory, and Santa Fe play people? Hell, Santa Fe going to the Villages this week.
Again, Coach, I think some of the teams that they've played just probably not as good this year. They just didn't pan out as well as they've been in the past. Because looking at Evans right now, they're able to get those wins. Their losses to Olympia, Santa Fe, and Mainland. And Mainland is up there too.
See, them two losses, Bartow. And the thing on it is you playing them and you getting them points for playing, but it's like a double-edged sword. You got to play them if you're trying to you're trying to stay, keep pace with them people in Orange County. And it's great if you win, but then if you don't win, and that, but you can't not play them, right? If you're trying to, if your mindset is, I'm trying to win the region, you got to play them type of games.
Facts.
But the thing is, if you don't play them and you go get a team that probably got a better chance of winning, you win the game. But it's just like what do you do? It's, what I'm saying, the whole 6-7 thing. What do you do? What philosophy, what strategy do you use when you kind of putting that together?
I mean, McGriff is a traditional guy. He's big on rivalries and stuff. And he's gonna play certain people, and maybe he shouldn't have this year. And that's starting with Jenkins, Kathleen, Lake Wells, and probably Winter Haven, Coach. He probably shouldn't have played them games. And he got Avon Park. What's the day? On Tuesday. That's not going to help him either. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand why he plays those games, but I think they're hurting him this year.
So if it was you would trade in some of that.
It's unfortunate. The Newsom game definitely hurt him too. You know what I'm saying? Like, those games hurt him. And he's like 0.6 off from Evans. I say he's going to have to win both games in the Mosaic to overtake them.
And to Coach Blicker's point, there's a chance they don't, if things don't work out, they might drop the 3. Then they got to go to Orlando twice.
Yeah, then you have to go to Orlando twice. And that's really not what you want. And, but my more importantly, they need to have a great weekend going into the district tournament. So I think that's, they had a downtime. It's better now than later. I'm pretty sure McGriff will get them together and have them, back running like a machine.
Well, let's talk FHSAA rankings. Last week they came out on the 20th. We posted them for you all, and we had some movement. We had some movement based off of, what we're talking about. Some people lost a little bit.
Coach, I don't think anybody helped themselves.
Yeah, it's like I don't know, Coach Blicker. I guess they get like, how when you're in certain class, you get extra weight for the class. Mm-hmm. It's like they get extra weight, more weight than we get. I don't know, it's just that whole thing is crazy to me. It's hard to figure out. So let's go. 7A. In 7A, we had 2 teams that's ranked in the top 40 in 7A, and they're both in their region right now. So all the teams in 7A are in 7A region 3. So Ridge last week was 5, which they dropped. They was 3 the week before, so they're at 5 now.
And they're gonna drop again.
And Winter Haven went up. Yeah, they're gonna drop again because they had a rough week. Winter Haven was at 8, but Winter Haven had a tough loss on Friday. They went over in Davenport, and Davenport kind of gave it to them with Bermudez and Achilles. So that was a good win for Davenport, but that was a bad win for bad loss for Winter Haven. Now Davenport is at 15. I don't know if that win pushes them up, but is it a possibility?
No. No.
You ain't even gonna let me.
No.
You ain't let me finish what I'm gonna say.
No. Only way they get in, they win the district.
So I guess my question was though, Coach, is it a situation where nobody from 7A gets in?
That is possible.
And we didn't see that at the beginning of the year.
No.
So right now we got 2 in, 5 seed, and if the season ended today, Ridge will be in at 5 and Winter Haven will be in at 8. But we still got time to go, right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
So we come out tomorrow or Tuesday.
Probably be tomorrow. They didn't come out last week because there was a holiday, so maybe we'll see. But yeah, right now that thing gonna change again though. But that was as of last week. Bartow, as we say, they dropped to the 2 seed. They had been the 1 seed for the last 2 weeks. Bartow is number 4 overall in 6A. Lakeland is 32, so they're top. Both of those in top 40. Lakeland dropped. Lakeland was the 7 or 8 seed, and last week they were the 9 seed, so they dropped 1. Lakeland, and they took up. They might drop a little more because they lost Friday. They lost a game to South Lake that they was in control. They did beat Ridge, but they lost to South Lake, so I don't know. It'll be interesting to see where they land at tomorrow. But it's a case where we know Bartow's is solid. Lakeland is on that line. So does Lakeland get in without winning the district?
It's gonna be close. Who they playing the Mosaic?
They play Charlotte on Friday night, which we'll talk about shortly.
Yeah, I still like Lakeland to get in, but they gotta have a good week, definitely.
Okay.
I think Lakeland will get in, but they can't drop any more games. That's gonna be close. That's definitely
they cutting it close, and if they get in, they probably have to go to Evans first, ain't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they didn't do themselves no favors last week, losing that South Lake game. A game they should have won by all intents. They had the game and just gave it away at the last 2 minutes. 5A, we got 2 teams in the top 40. Armandale has been holding steady at the number 5 seed for the last 2 weeks. They were still at 5. And Sebring has improved a lot. Sebring was at like 15. They're at 10 now, so they're trending in the right direction. Lake Wells is 12 and Kathleen 14. Is there a way that Sebring can make up those 2 more spots? You think can get to that 8 seed?
5A region 3?
2. Well, 2. They all in region 2.
Sebring.
Check it out while I'm talking. But yeah, Armandale had a real impressive win over at Kathleen this week. They was up like 6 at the half, and they went on like a 30-something to 12 third quarter run and pulled away in Kathleen. So that probably was
no. Looking at the numbers, Sebring as of right now, Sebring won't get in unless they win the district. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, their strength of schedule is not high enough, and their rating is not high enough. They 3 points off from Wesley Chapel, which is their nearest person, and then they just play Lake Wells. Lake Wells is not going to help them.
Because what's considered a good strength of schedule? What's a range that's you would say is a good one?
8+ for sure.
At least 8.
8+ for sure.
So if we're saying 8 or higher, the teams that with 8 or higher strength of schedules right now in the county as of last week: Haines City, Winter Haven, Bartow, Lake Gibson, Arbondale, Santa Fe, Victory. If I didn't call your name, you don't have at least
you
an 8.
you really want to be over 10, but definitely 8+. Like, I like Steven, coach. I love what Coach Princeton has done down there. But his games down the stretch from last week is Lake Placid, Jenkins, Lake Wells, Lake Placid, Winter Haven, Avon Park. You know what I'm saying? I think that's gonna hurt him more than help him. He's got to make sure he win all of those.
And he got to win district to get in.
And he's gonna have to win the district to get in.
But Coach,
As of today, he's gonna have to win the district to get in.
But that 5A district game is, we thought that Arbondale on paper preseason was like head and shoulders, but they've had a little couple bumps in the road too. So is it a clear favorite in that region? So that, I mean, it's the region is winnable. I mean, not the region. The district is very winnable though, right?
Anything can happen, Coach. Arbondale is definitely the favorite, but anything can happen.
Have you seen Sebring?
I've seen Sebring a couple times.
Okay.
And the one guard that Sebring has is really good, the sophomore.
Hester.
And then they got a couple big kids that can give some movement down there. Like I said, what Coach Princeton and his staff has done down there with those kids, I was very impressed.
Yeah, from the start of the year to now, I've seen a lot of improvement from Sebring. They playing good ball at the right time.
Definitely.
4A
went out.
I don't really think we got a shot in 4A. I hate to say it, but I mean, anything is possible. But this week we have nobody in 4A that's in the top 8. We don't have anybody in the 4A that's in the top 20.
Coach, it's okay to start inventory. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so we, All right, moving on to 3A. 3A is probably our toughest region in Polk County. Well, I mean, Bartow, I guess you could say they region tough.
Yeah.
But that 3A region too, right now, Discover is 20 in 3A. McKeel is 28 in 3A. This week, Discovery, Coach Weeds might be doing probably his best job, arguably, since he's been there with what he got. But they were the 7th seed this past week. So they having a good season, Coach, but they hanging around that 7, 8 seed, and McKeel is at 9. So McKeel right now is on the outside looking in. I think Discovery, I know they got Leesburg for the Mosaic. But then in their district, Coach, they in the district with Lake Island Prep and Windermere, right? So
those are the first 2 seeds in the region.
The first 2 seeds in the region are in your district.
Yes.
What is that conversation? What is that strat? What is Coach Weeds and Coach Hughes and Coach Pride? What is their conversation? What is their strategy like right now? With a week to go.
With a week to go, I don't think they can catch Cardinal Mooney and move up to the 6th seed. Their goal right now is to be playing well, get into the district, try to make it to the district championship, because then you'll end up getting Lake Highland Prep in the district championship. But the thing is, you're gonna play Windermere in the semifinals and turn around and come back and play them in the regional. So you're gonna have 2 cracks at them. So that Windermere game in the district should give you everything that you need to know and what you need to do in order to beat them. But he's going to play them twice in the incoming weeks, in the district and in the regional. And Coach, what's funny is Villages is 3rd in that region right now.
Come on, man.
Coach, that's a gauntlet, Coach.
That ain't even fair, man. That's like, how y'all lump all them together?
To be honest, Weeds want to stay at 7, because I'd rather take my chance of getting Windermere than the Villages.
Yeah, I mean that daggone that region number. I mean they 17-5, coach, and they third in their district and what third or seventh in the region.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great season in any other
Facts.
scenario. But yeah, that
So the Village's strength of schedule is 21.4.
oh god,
Lake
21.
Island Prep, Windermere Prep, Tampa Catholic, their strength of schedule is 17. Calvary Christian, which Victory and Santa Fe beat, didn't they? Santa Fe beat them too, right?
And if they beat them Friday,
You know what I'm saying?
went over there, been over there and beat them.
Yes,
Good
their
win.
strength schedule is 16. Then it drops all the way down to 5 with Cardinal Mooney. Thing is, Cardinal Mooney had lost only 2 games.
Now Tampa Catholic ain't in Orlando and still got a high strength of schedule, so we can't do the Orange County thing with Tampa Catholic. They in Hillsborough County, and it ain't that much good basketball in Hillsborough County.
No, they probably getting out and playing people outside of there. They have to.
Okay. All right, well, we're moving down to 2A right now. Santa Fe is number 4 in 2A, and they are number 1 in their region. Lakeland Christian is 39, so we got 2 teams in top 40 in 2A, and they are 6 in the region. So Lakeland Christian should get into the top 8. They'll probably end up playing Lakeland, Santa Fe and Lakeland Christian. They'll probably end up meeting each other in the district championship too, which will be it's going to be very much worth the. I need to see if I can get T and J to get over there to that one instead of Bartow Lakeland, because that one is going to be interesting. I predict.
It'd be interesting as far as atmosphere.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. But
do you think Lakeland Christian gets in? We know Santa Fe in, but you think Lakeland Christian gets in?
I want to see the update and see where they're at.
You know they picked up the Borders kid from Bartow. So that was a real good pickup for him mid-season. So that's another ball player, first of all, and then he can score too. So not saying that's enough, but that definitely don't hurt,
No. My concern is their strength of schedule, which is negative.
Yeah, they definitely are.
And they lost another game since the last update.
Yeah, they lost in 4 overtimes, because they lost to
Sefner Christian
in 4 overtimes. That's highest scoring game in the county this year. That was crazy. What are you at by the 4th overtime? What are you saying? Like, as a coach, what you saying? Like, you done ran all your sets. You done all your scout report. The scout report itself out at that point.
You just better hope everybody haven't found out.
Like, I'm sitting there like, what you saying?
But I do think Lakeland Christian gets in. All right, and I think they'll lock at the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They'll lock at the 6th seed.
Okay, you and Coach Blicker saying the same thing. So they in and they lock. And
yeah,
that's a big deal for them. They haven't been to the playoffs in a minute, right? Lakeland Christian. Yeah. So we ain't saying so shout out to Lakeland Christian, man.
Yes, if they stay at the 6, they'll avoid Santa Fe in the regional altogether, unless they make the regional championship.
And you want to avoid Santa Fe at all costs. I agree. Okay, so we down to 1A. 1A, we got 2 teams. We got Victory, who's number 4 in 1A in the Class 1A, and then they're 1 in their region. All Saints is 25. So, that's one of the surprises of the county this year. They 25 in 1A, and they are 4 in the region. So would that be something that might be history? Have they ever made it to the playoffs, All Saints? I'm not an All Saints historian, but this might be Coach Corey. Coach Corey.
They have. It's been a while though.
Okay.
My concern is where they actually fall at when the regional start. So, because their strength of schedule is -6.
Yeah.
So they got to keep winning. Let me see who they got left on their schedule to finish out. Yeah, they need to win out. They need to win out because they only team they got Fort Meade on there. That'll help them. The other two, I don't see helping them. So they'll get in. They'll make the playoffs. So shout out to them. The thing is, right now you're in the 4th seed, which means you'll get a home game. If you win that game, that means you get victory in the next round.
So then we finishing up with the rural, and the rural is home to the county's lone remaining undefeated team. And who would have thought at the beginning of the year, if you'd have said this, the last week of the regular season, who would be undefeated? How many people would have said Fort Meade?
Nobody, coach.
So it's Fort Meade. Say what you want, and it's been a lot of conversation, So on the page today, I got me a couple chuckles on some of the conversation, but they winning. They are number 9 in rural in the state. I don't know last time Fort Meade was top 10 in the state, and then they're number 3 in the region. Frostproof is number 30, and they're number 7 in the region. So in the rural, they only take the top 4. They don't take the top 8. So right now, Frostproof is on the outs, not in the ends. So I guess it's smaller. Yeah. So first of all, shout out to Fort Meade, man, because I remember a couple years ago how Fort Meade and Coach Wilson was at the Crying Tower. They was a joke of the night, and 2 years later, they only undefeated team in the county. So shout out to Coach Otis Wilson and the staff and his kids, man, for having a great season. As far as Frostproof, they just knocked out Frostproof at the nightly rivalry game. They pulled way down the stretch in the Frostproof, which had that's not an easy place to play for us. For them being a rivalry game. Do you think Frostproof can make up them 3 spots and get in? Because it's only the top 4 that gets in that region.
No, coach. They have to hit the Hail Mary in the district.
And the great thing about that, coach, is they you look at Fort Meade, they are undefeated, but they only 3 in the region. That's not even they're not good for 1 in the region.
Yeah, because their central schedule is -7, coach. So that whole entire district strength of schedule is negative. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them for winning the game that they were supposed to win.
They got some. I mean, I don't know how far they can go. I don't know what else, but they got some. They got some players. If you haven't watched them play, I mean, they got some kids that can play. I mean, they got a couple, 2 sport kids that's playing good. Amari Russell kid and the Berrien kid, they both do a good job, coming out football. And they got the Swain kid, Coach Blicker. They got the Swain kid who's been, came from Bartow. He's played very well. So don't know how far they can go, man, but they definitely
I think they get in, but they have to go to Williston, and that's going to be a long ride and a tough ride for them.
All right, so right now, last week, we got the new ones come out this week. At the end of the day, we got 10 teams that would be in. Those 10 teams would be Ridge, Winter Haven, Bartow, Arbondale, Discovery, Santa Fe, Lakeland Christian, Victory, All Saints, and Fort Meade. Now we got a couple that are close. Lakeland is close. Sebring is close. McKeel is close. And Frostproof are close. So, I don't know. 14 of them, I don't know. All things being equal, I know, Coach, you're saying that's what the numbers say now. That ain't what Polk say. That's what the numbers say.
Understood, Coach.
So the new numbers, those were last week numbers. So the numbers come out the day after we come on. So we come on Sunday, the numbers come out on Monday. So we can't talk about them until the following week. We post them on the page, but we can't talk about them. So the new numbers will come out tomorrow. So we'll get them and we'll let y'all know. And this is the final week of the regular season. So speaking of that, Coach, we got some interesting games this week. Got some good games. Got some interesting games on tap this week.
Say let Frankie and Granny break down the rule.
That's why I started chuckling, Coach. Though. I saw that.
Oh God!
Look at Baby TV. So, Coach, last week the game of the week we had Victory at Bartow, and Victory went over to Bartow, and it was a pretty close game at halftime. And second half, Victory kind of pulled away. It wasn't a very low scoring game. I don't think nobody went in expecting both teams to score under 50 points. I don't think nobody would have predicted that. But
Coach, it wasn't a great game by either team.
You wasn't impressed?
I'm not saying that I wasn't impressed. They just didn't play well. Neither team played well. And like I said, you can't. Neither team can go in the playoffs playing like that. So both teams got room to improve.
They got some stuff to work on.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was the game of the week. We had some other interesting games. Santa Fe went over to Calvary Christian, as we talked about earlier, and picked up a big road win from a perennial playoff team. So Santa Fe continues just to win, Coach. Sefner Christian and Lakeland Christian, probably the most entertaining game of the week, 105 to 100 and quadruple overtime. And so but this week, Coach, we got a couple interesting games, and we're going to kind of talk about a couple of them besides. What's going on, Mr. Riley? Mr. Riley, one of the OGs of the county. Appreciate you rocking and tuning in with us tonight. So our game of the week, which we'll talk about here in a minute when we talk about the Mosaic. So we're going to talk about the other games besides the Mosaic games. On Thursday, Santa Fe travels over to the Villages, Coach. Thursday, they travel to the Villages, then Saturday, they play in the Mosaic. One thing that nobody will ever be able to do or accuse Coach Blicker of is what they say, running, ducking smoke, or running from people. Coach, a game of that magnitude. And just last week, they just went on the road over to Calvary Christian just last week. Mm-hmm. So what's your take on Santa Fe at the Villages on Thursday?
I think it gives them those battle-tested games to prepare them for what they're going to see in the playoffs, Coach. And, like you just said, Coach Blicker don't duck anybody. And last year they lost against Rivera Prep. Rivera Prep's the favorite to win again this year. In order to prepare you for that type of opponent, you got to play these games. You got to play these teams. I know Coach Colt and Mike got a really good relationship. They probably play every year from here on out. But what I really want to see is them really going in there and pinching them people, Coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, really going there, give them a tough game, and build confidence going into the Mosaic and the playoffs.
Is it a bad? Even if they lose, can any of that be bad to go in and play a game like that? No. I mean, because some people would say, "I'm one in my region. I'm going to win my region. This game can't help me." Some people will look at it that way.
It's gonna help him because his strength of schedule is gonna go up when the region comes out. The thing is about 2A Region 4 has 3 teams in the top 5. Only one of them can come out, Coach. You know what I'm saying? So it's really gonna probably, according to who come out, with Rivera Prep probably come out. It'll probably give Blicker a 3 seed up in Jacksonville. Which, I mean, he gets Rivera Prep in the first game. Like it's no hiding that he's gonna get Rivera Prep or Providence in Jacksonville. So like I said, he need to play the toughest schedule as he can because of the opponents he gonna have to play.
Gotcha. Okay. And then the other game outside of the Mosaic, and then after this we'll jump right into the Mosaic matchups, is a small school game you talked about. Fort Meade Thursday night goes to they go to Lakeland Christian. So
I think that's a trap game for Fort Meade.
I'm about to say, can Lakeland can they make it out of Lakeland Christian still undefeated? I mean, I know they can. But...
They can. They definitely can. I think it's a contrast of styles. I've seen both of them play. I would say Fort Meade is more athletic, faster. Lakeland Christian shoots the ball very well. They run a lot of stuff. They run a lot of good stuff too. So I think it's the conflict of styles. So I think it's going to come down to strategy and game plan, coach. And but either team could win that game. Fort Meade can go in there and win easily, but I think because Lakeland Christian shoots the ball so well and they're at home, that I won't be surprised if Lakeland Christian win that game.
Yeah, I think that's got a low key. That low key could be that could be a pretty good game. So shout out to them for playing the game. Both of them having really good seasons. Both of them look like they locked for the playoffs. So it'll be a good little challenge for both of them. So, all right, Coach. Well, this Friday and Saturday, the Mosaic Shootout takes off. You know, our annual Polk versus everybody, where we load up our best and we play against the best of the state and see how we end up. Last year, Coach, was a star-studded field with the amount of teams that made it to the championship, made it to the White House, just had very successful seasons. So it's a little different format this year. It's a couple less games. So for you all, we've been kind of posting it on the page, but we're going to talk about each one of them now, just get some, little preview. We will be on site for the games, and we're doing like the interviews and the kind of just the whole experience like we did last year. So shout out to Barto for that collaboration. Coaches, talk to y'all at halftime. We'll try to maybe talk to you, before the game, ask you a question too. See, some of y'all may want to talk, some of y'all may not, but we'll see how that goes. But, just try to give a good experience as we get ready for the district. But the first game is at 6 o'clock on Friday. We got Kathleen taking on Apopka. Kathleen got Kenny Davis, first year coach at Kathleen, not first year, but first year at Kathleen. So he has a couple right now. Kathleen, like I say, it's a struggle, but Kathleen is historic, and so is Apopka. So you got a coach that's kind of brand new in Kenny first year, and you got Coach Scott on the Apopka side that's, been doing this all his life. And Kathleen got a pretty good sophomore. We know Jay Sean Frederick is having a really good year for them, 2028 kid. Rashad Kelly, who kind of just does everything. And as far as Apopka has a kid, I'm just reading from the bios, you all. They got a couple kids averaging about anywhere between 8 to 10 points a game. And so, Coach, what's your take on the opening game? Game one, Kathleen versus Apopka. Kathleen is 9-10 at right now, and Apopka's 12-10, so they're not that far off, I guess.
By record, they're not. Apopka is going to be Coach Willowell. We already know what Scott is going to bring here to the county. He's going to bring that type of toughness. They're going to play man-to-man. I think Apopka's played a tougher schedule, and I think that's going to give them the edge in this particular game. But I think Coach Kenny going to have his team ready. I think it's going to actually be a really good game. It could come down to one possession.
Okay. Well, the 7:15 game, Lakeland makes its return to the Mosaic after a little hiatus. Lakeland right now, at the time of the bio that I'm reading from, Lakeland is 14-6. Charlotte is 15-6. So they pretty similar with the records. Coach Hen, 7th year at Lakeland. Coach Williams, 4th season at Charlotte. So you got Lakeland Lakeland's very had a lot of young kids that are playing. They got some talent. They got the Tyson kid, Michael Haney, leading them in scoring assists right now. They got the top freshman in the county, and Morris, and probably one of the best freshmen in the state, not just the county. He's the best one in our county, but probably he arguably one of the best in the state. They got Corey Swanson, sophomore, does a really good job. So that's their big three. And Lakeland is kind of hitting their stride a little bit, although they kind of up and down. And they had won about 3 or 4 before they dropped one to South Lake the other night. When they played real good over at Ridge and was up like 20 on Ridge, and ended up winning down the stretch. But so Lakeland is a dark horse, I guess, right? And then you got Tarpon Springs. Tarpon Springs, number 21 in 6A right now. They have a kid, Reyes Sanchez kid, averaging 18 a game, 18, 5, 2 and 2.
Charlotte, coach, not Tarpon Springs. I'm like, who?
Tarpons, right?
They are the Tarpons, yes.
Tarpons, yeah, the Tarpons. When I said Tarpon Springs?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. The Charlotte Tarpons. I'm sorry, y'all. Sorry, Charlotte Tarpons. They got a Jimmy Gianni, his name Reyes, averaging 18 a game. Devin Jones, 7 a game, and another kid is averaging like 7 and 8. So on paper, seems like they're pretty even, not that far off.
You got to think they're coming off 2 Final Four appearances, Coach. Coach Mike does a great job with them, but I think the motivation of Lakeland getting into the playoffs is going to drive them for this game. It's pretty much going to be a home game for them. So I like Lakeland in this game. I think Coach Hen got to find a motivation to get these kids up because they really need this win.
Okay. And he got a couple of games this week before he played them. He played Tuesday, Thursday, and then he played Friday. So, the nightcap is Bartow, the home standing Yellow Jackets, who 20-3, and they got the Lake Island Prep 22-1. And right now, like we said, Bartow is number 2 in their region. We know who their coach is. Been the GOAT. He is 16 in the state in 6A, and Lake Island. And we know they got Ja'Kyler and Crosley, 6'4" shooting guard sniper who averaging 15 a game. Kenny Cotton, another senior captain. Physical rebounder, he team leader, just a Bartow guys, they call them, they like to say they're Bartow guys. Dylan Brinson is also a Bartow guy. Plays hard, glue guy, and then Jacoby Terry, 3 of Arsenal Letterman, plays, hustles, toughness. So that's the kind of the guys that you don't really read about. And I'm just reading from the bios. And so Lake Island Prep will counter. They've only lost 1 game this year. They've beaten Windermere this year, Windermere Prep, Oak Ridge, Dr. Phillips, Edgewater, OCP. So they beat some people. They 3rd in the state. They're 2nd in they're 3rd overall in the state, and they're number 2. And that's crazy. Number 3 overall in the state, and they're number 2 in Class 3A. So they got a kid, Mikey McDome, who's committed to Columbia, 6'6" guard, averaging 12.6 rebounds a game, 63%. He shoots 51% for the 3-point line. They have a kid, RJ Ingram, 6'3" senior guard, 13.5 a game, 6.4. He shoots 64. They shoot 51% for the 3-point line. They got 2 kids that shoot 51% for the 3-point line. And then Shavi Atwell, 6'5" senior guard, 11 a game. So they got 3 guys, 13, 12, 11, all shooting at least 45% from the 3-point line. So, Coach, and they're in what's the nice district, right? They're in Discovery's district too. So,
yes.
So what's your take on that one, Coach?
What you didn't mention is that they actually beat Bartow in the preseason.
Okay. No, I did not mention.
That and Bartow is much better since then. Um, I think Bartow at home is always tough. It's gonna be tough to come in there and beat them, but Lake Highland Prep is well coached. Um, he usually has them very prepared. They run good stuff, and they so disciplined on defense. I think Bartow's the underdog in this one, Coach. Um, you
At home.
know, at home, Coach. My thing is, Coach, it's crazy. Bartow can go 0-2 this weekend. Coach,
Man,
they can go
last
0-2 this
time
weekend.
Bartow went 0-2 in the Mosaic.
Coach, it's possible. I'm not wishing that. I think they need 2 wins in order to jump Evans, but it's possible they go 0-2. You
Wow.
know, but I expect McGriff to really, really come back and play well. I expect everybody to get back on the game um, with Rattery, Jay, and Link to propel them to. I think this is gonna be a really good game.
Okay.
If not, Coach, you know, hopefully they just don't fall off the handle this weekend.
It's gonna be a tough one, huh? Tough one.
Mhm.
But one thing, the thing we know about, like I said, those three guys, Bartow, Santa Fe, Victor, they don't run from people.
No,
So that's Friday night. 3 games: Kathleen, Apopka, Lakeland, Charlotte, Bartow, Lake Island Prep. So then we get started at 11:30 on Saturday, a little later start than normal. First game up, we have Winter Haven taking on Miami Norland. So we got two vets on the sideline. We got Coach Woodside, 18th season, been to 6 regionals, multiple Final Fours. Resume speaks for itself. Like I said, we talked earlier, like Winter Haven is like 8 in their region. So this game will go a long way toward helping them. They are led by Gavin Hall. Gavin Hall averages 14.7 points a game, shooting over 40% from 3-point line. Norris Birdsong averaged 12.2 a game. He's a point guard. Corey Bailey, 6'3" wing, averaging 10 a game, physical attacks the rim. And then they got Naquaylin Gunner, who's averaging 8.36 rebounds a game, junior. So they got some pieces over at Winter Haven. It's been kind of up and down for them, but they do have some pieces. And Norland has 6'4", Jaquari Lombard. I know I'm saying his name wrong. Averaging 13 points a game, 4.5 rebounds. They got some size. They got a 6'4" wing, 6'4", averaging 12 and 10. Elite rebounder, shot blocker, and then they got a wing that's averaging 7 and 3. So, what you think about that first game of the day Saturday?
so Winter Haven need this win in order to get in. If not, they're gonna be put in a situation where they got to win the district. I think, but I know better after tomorrow where their seeding is. But they need this win. But I don't think they can beat Norland Saturday morning.
It's gonna be a tough one. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. The last time Norland played the early game, that's interesting too. They 12-11, when they even 9-11. So the 1:00 game could be a good one. Discovery at 18-5, taking on Leesburg at 10-9. So we know that Coach Weeds, like we said earlier, we feel like Coach Weeds is probably one of his best jobs he's done. And they are, Coach Discovery is 9-1 in Mosaic games. They don't lose in the Mosaic.
That's a good thing.
That's a good thing. They went up to Fleming Island and won the Christmas tournament. They got the kid Barry, who averaging 20 a game. Elite scored with over 1,000 points earlier this year. They got Derek Downing, who's having a good season for him. Transferred from Haines City, 10 points, 5 and 6 rebounds a game. And then Jacoby Torres is doing pretty good, 11 a game. He transferred from Lakeland. So Leesburg counters with, they was in this. They won a couple state championships. They was here last year. So they lost a lot though. They do have a kid, Angelo Moulton, that's averaging 25 a game and 7 rebounds. And then they got a guard, Xavier Campbell, who's averaging 14 a game, 4 rebounds, and then another kid averaging about 8 and 9. That could be an interesting game, that 1 o'clock game. Because what's your thoughts on Discovery at Leesburg?
I think it's gonna be a heavyweight fight, Coach. I really do. I actually just seen Coach Campbell. Coach Campbell, like my little brother, at Leesburg on Saturday because he's still coaching the girls team. He coaching boys and girls. Um, but I like Discovery in this one. I think it'll be a big boost for Discovery going into the district tournament.
Okay. All right, the 2:30 game. We got Arbondale sitting at 15-8 right now, 5 in the region, taking on St. Pete Gibbs. St. Pete Gibbs lost everybody. They're sitting at 13-9. Coach Coach Murph, one of our family, even though he's from St. Pete, but he's still one of us. He done a great job as well this year with his team, considering all they lost. So Arbondale's on paper, Coach, probably one of the most talented teams in the county.
Mm-hmm.
They just been up and down. So you got Coach Robinson, who's he's the longest tenured coach in the county. Him and McGriff both been at it for 24 years at the same school, which is amazing. Closing in on 400 career wins. He got 3 kids that he's led by, 3 seniors. Is Derek Ramirez, averaging 10 a game, inside out kids like 6'4". They got Jaden Lindsay, shooting guard, averaging 17 a game, 7 rebounds. And he's really had a really good senior year. And then you got Jordan Garner, who transferred from Discovery, who was at Arbondale and back for a senior year. And I think he might be the X factor, Coach. He's averaging 12.2 a game. And he creates a lot of stuff for them on both sides of the ball. And then Gibbs counters with the 6'10 Broxton inside, averaging 12.5, 11.5, 12 points a game, 11 rebounds, 3 blocks. He's getting interest. I mean, he's 6'10 and he plays football too.
Yeah, he plays football.
From UNC, Greensboro, Toledo, Augusta State, Lander, and Oral Roberts. They have a 6'5 guard, Ronald Williams, averaging 12.5 games, 4.2 rebounds. And they got Kyrie Oliver, 10 a game, and Brandon Perkins, 10 a game. They lost Delaney to Montgomery. That was a big loss in addition to everything else they lost. So for them to be doing what they're doing, I think they doing a pretty good job. So what's your take on that one, Arbondale, St. Pete Gibbs?
I mean, like you said, we know Murphy's a good coach. I seen him in the fall, and he got some young guards that can really go. But I think the difference maker is going to be the 6'10 kid, Coach. If he controls the paint by guarding the rim, it's going to make it tough for Arbondale. But I like Arbondale in this game because of the senior led guards. They senior heavy in the guard spot, and I think that's going to be the difference. Like you said, Jordan, I think Lindsay's going to do what he normally do. The Ramirez kid is going to do what he normally do. I think Jordan is going to have to pick it up here going into the Mosaic and in the playoffs in order for them to make it to Jacksonville.
Coach Johnson definitely will let Coach McGriff know, put your bid in for next year. We got you, sir. Bell Creek, Coach Johnson, good people over Bell Creek. All right, so 4:30 game, we have Santa Fe taking on Windermere. So Santa Fe, Coach Blicker, we've spoken to Coach Blicker a couple times. Coach Blicker got his guys playing always well and hard, but playing well at the right time. So they're led by the general, Toby Lane, and Toby just impacts the game multiple ways, averaging about 14 a game, 5 assists, five rebounds, just in every category. And he just makes winning plays. And they lately they've had the junior Shannon MacArthur, who's really came on, junior Uriah Newkirk, and the shooter Charlie Hedden, who get in that corner. His job is just catch and shoot. Just catch and shoot. It's almost like if you ain't shooting, you coming out type deal. But so Santa Fe is very Santa Fe. They coach. That's what it is. When I watch him coach, he go to that corner and he touch it. His job is to shoot the ball, not to pass it. If the ball coming to you, it's going up, and he does it well. So they'll be taking on Windermere, always a perennial top opponent, and they have their top 3 players are Bryce Hoffert, averaging 12 a game, 6 rebounds. They got a kid, Ben Bonnell, 12 games, 6.2 rebounds, who's committed to Babson College in Boston, Massachusetts. And they got a sophomore averaging 10 points a game, like 5 rebounds, Caden King. Does say a note that Lucas Boyd is out with a fractured wrist. That's unfortunate. Any kid, get an injury at this point in the year. But what's your take on Santa Fe versus Windermere?
Windermere lost a lot from last year's state runner-up team to graduation. But what we don't talk about enough is that Santa Fe and Coach Baker always plays well in the Mosaic. And no matter what the opponent, they really give them hell every time they step on that floor. And I like Santa Fe again this year versus Windermere.
Yeah, I love Santa Fe tonight on that one too. All right, Coach, the 6 o'clock game. We have Victory, 16-6 right now, top team in Polk, taking on Windermere Prep. This should be a pretty good one. So Victory is number 4 in Class 1A, top 10, and Windermere Prep is number 7 in 3A. And we know Victory, they got a lot of people, a lot of talent. They got Tucker Fox, 6-foot sniper. He has made 71 threes this season, averaging 14.5 points a game, 4.5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. You got MJ McCullough, best big in the county. Don't get caught up in the size though, averaging 15.4 games, 4 points, 7.7 rebounds. But that ain't all they got. They also got the kid, probably the top 2027 kid in the county is Christian Fuller, transferred over from Tampa Prep, and has fit right in, Coach. He's a certified problem. Then they got Miles at the point, Big Thok inside, TJ, kid from Canada. They got a nice team. They got some depth. They'll be playing. They're gonna get a good test though for Windermere Prep. Windermere Prep is countering. They have Brandon Bass Jr. He's signed with FSU. He's the school record holder for points, rebounds, and 3-pointers. Made, among other stats, over 2,000 career points. First team All Area, first team All State, District Player of the Year. He's pretty good, right, Coach?
Yeah, he's gonna do what he does. The thing is Fitz got to limit everybody else.
He just gotta understand that's gonna happen. They got a couple other kids. They got a Connor Chorus kid, 12 points a game, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 blocks. I mean, he must play inside. And then Tristan Tucker, 9.5 games, 5 assists, 3 rebounds. So that one should be a good one, Coach. So Victory ain't gonna hurt them. So Victory is going to be one in their region. Mm-hmm. They're gonna get there unless just they shut the school down, right?
Yeah.
But this game does anything for them from a regional standpoint because I know they're looking way ahead like Santa Fe. They're looking. I mean, you don't look ahead, but obviously you kind of do look ahead, but you don't look ahead.
From a regional standpoint, it does nothing for them. Right now, they're fighting for position at the state tournament. And right now, they would be number 4 walking into Jacksonville, which they'll have to play the number 1 seed, which right now is Impact out of Jacksonville.
That'd be a home game for Impact Christian, man.
Yep. So, to be honest, I think Victory need to stay where they're at. I like them versus Impact instead of Sagemont.
Okay.
I think they need to stay where they're at. But they're not far off with catching CFCA, though. They can do it. But, like I said, I like where they're at. I'd rather play Impact than Sagemont.
Gotcha. Okay. And the nightcap for the night is a rematch. If you missed the first one, you missed the classic. So they decided they'll run it back for you. Bartow, homestanding Bartow Jackets will take on the Villages. So we spoke about some of the other guys on Friday night. So Saturday night, like you said, the three-headed monster, the young guns that's really been carrying Bartow is 2028 guard James Rattery, who's probably one of the top 5 kids in the county this year based off what he's been doing on the floor. Then you got Link, 6'7", 2028 kid, getting some offers and getting some interest. Just seems like he continues to improve. But probably the 2 kids that have been surprises for Bartow that have really kind of made them go that nobody really talks about is the 2028 kid Cyrus Sinford and the 2027 kid Matt Williams. They provided some offense. They provided a lot of production for Bartow that you didn't count on before the season went. And I mean, speaking of coaching, for McGriff to lose like PG said a couple weeks ago, for him to lose 5 people that was in the rotation or starting like majorly, and to be still in the conversation, I mean, you got to give your hat to him because getting what he getting from those 2 kids, you didn't expect that on paper before the season. So the Villages, and it was the last second shot. The Williams kid hit the shot at the buzzer for them to win the game. So Villages is gonna roll into Bartow on Saturday night. They got Hurley Brutus, 6'7" senior, he signed with LSU. He's currently ranked number 88 nationally overall. But his stats is crazy. Coach averaging 10.6 rebounds a game. But he signed with LSU, top 90, top 100 in the country. Aaron Britt, 6'2" junior, got multiple D1 offers. He's ranked number 58 nationally by 24/7 Sports. 12 points, 4 assists a game. They got Jomar Bernard for you all. If that name sounds familiar, he is from Polk County. He just took his talents to the Villages for high school. 6'7" junior, multiple D1 offers. He's number 68 nationally by 24/7 Sports. So they got 2 kids in the 2027 group that are top 70 in the country. Then they got a kid top 90 in the country in the 2026 class. And then they got another kid that's averaging like 10 points, 3 rebounds a game. So what's your take on the rematch, Coach? Bartow got the first one. Bartow went into what the kids say, go in your trap. They went into Village's trap and knocked them off. What happens on the return?
Well, they're not going to be able to sneak up on them now. I think Village is going to come in with a chip on their shoulder. Bartow always going to be tough at home. It's their event. They're going to have the home team and the whole county behind them. My thing is they can't play like they've been playing the last few games. If they play like that, they'll get beat by double digits. But I really want and expect another nail biter where it's a 1 possession game coming down to the last possession. That's where I really looking forward to a really good game again.
It should be worth the price of it.
Yes, definitely. The whole tournament. And it's great that it's the last game of the whole thing. It's gonna be an awesome atmosphere for sure.
Should be an awesome atmosphere, man. You all make sure you know what we say. Y'all pull up, support the kids, support the county, man. We will definitely be there.
But those three got to do those 3 type things like they were playing earlier this year. They have to be on top of their game.
They have to be on top of their game. Yes, sir. No. So, with Coach, before we jump off, our top 10 this week, we're just doing the 10. And it's kind of working itself out. Once you start factoring in strength of schedule, once you start factoring in state rankings and not just records, it kind of works itself out. So from 10 to 1, 10 this week at 14-8 is Frostproof. 9 at 13-6 is Lakeland. 8 at 15-3 is Ridge. 7 at 14-5 is All Saints. 6 at 14-8, Arbondale. 5 at 18-0 is Fort Meade. 4 at 17-5 is Discovery. 3 at 17-5 is Santa Fe. 2, 19-3 is Bartow, and 1 at 16-6 is Victory. I think it's, like we say all the time, it'll work itself out. It always does, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, Coach, before we jump off, this is the last week of the regular season. What is the mood? What is the thought? What is the conversation in practice, games, and everything? Because next week, after Saturday, everybody essentially is 1-1. I mean 0-0, right? Because
Yes, sir.
so it all resets. It all resets. So what is the conversation this week as you end up the regular season?
So hopefully the rankings come out tomorrow. You'll know your district seating tomorrow. You'll know who you matching up with and what you have to do in order to win the district. Um, some of those conversations, most of the teams in the county is having that conversation. Hey, we got to win the district in order to get in. So let's go on this unbelievable, Hail Mary run in order for us to get in to do it. Like nobody believes in us. It's us against the world. One game at a time, we can do it. That's what they should be saying. That's what most teams are saying. The other teams, really it's about playing well, going into the district tournament, playing well, going into the regional tournament. What you want to do is sharpen up everything defensively, sharpen up offensively. Um, at this point, your rotation should be what it is. It should be starting to shorten up and play the people that's gonna get you the win. Um, the thing is, though, going into this, what you don't want is injuries, and I'm praying for everyone that they do not have an injury going through this week. You know what I'm saying? Even though there are really, really good games, really, really tough games, the bigger picture is the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So I hope everybody stay healthy. Like we're still battling injuries um, over at Winter Haven with my girls. So I definitely understand, but like most people need to start their inventory, coach. I ain't even gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? Start looking at when track tryouts, baseball, men's volleyball, boys volleyball, whatever. And then other ones, what I'm saying, get your stuff together, go on an unbelievable run for sure.
Okay.
Represent the county. Like I said, we know we're gonna get 2 teams in. We hoping to get 4. It should be a really exciting time for the playoffs for sure.
Gotcha. Okay, well, like I said, we'll pull it up. We'll pull up to the Mosaic, and both days and all the games, so we can be live and do some interviews and just talk to some folks. We family, just another chance to just hang out and watch some good basketball. Like we say all the time, man, y'all pull up, man, pull up and hang out, man. Support the kids and support what we're trying to do. Coach, anything you want to say about? I know y'all had the annual Ladon before we jump off the Ladon Gibson. How was that? And what y'all trying to do on the girls side? I know this not girls dominant, but
I do want to give a shout out to Lakeland High School, coach. Lakeland High School on Tuesday, they had a boys game, and then we had the girls game against Lakeland. And I would say the county had that building with a great atmosphere for basketball. You know what I'm saying? It's not usual that the girls would play after the boys, but the energy in that place was amazing. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Lakeland, both coaches, Coach Hen, Coach Red, for putting together that game there. The Ladon Classic was good. It was really good basketball. Some things happened where I want to say a game got canceled, but that's out of our control. But what we want to do is continue to grow that into one of the premier events like the Mosaic. We just wish people would support girls basketball more. I'm gonna try to get a little bit more involved as far as promoting it and getting really, really good teams so we can get the county out like they come to the Mosaic. But it was some really good basketball, and I think people missed out on that.
You think people just don't know, so it's just a matter of promoting it more, or people know it just ain't coming?
So I think it's a combination of a lot of things, but that's one of them. We got to do a better job of promoting it. It's for a good cause. One of the greatest coaches, girls or boys, in her name. So we want to make sure we give her the respect and honor her with our attendance. So, like I said, we got to do a better job of promoting it, and what we got to do is also a great job in bringing the matchups here to the county so people come out. So
Yeah, so we got to do. Yeah, we got to. And with this platform, obviously we about
yeah,
key.
and we was off last week.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So that didn't help, but like I said, it's a great cause for sure. I know we got Wildwood tomorrow, 2025 state champion. And we got Tampa Catholic for senior night. And then we're gonna shut it down and get ready for the playoffs. Like I said, we really dealing with injuries right now, which is affecting a lot. Hopefully we can get through this week and get healthy and get ready for another run.
yeah. Coach Blicker say he's okay. He said he got a small social media addiction. So yeah, we gonna do what we can on this end to help that. Because like I said, there's no reason why we shouldn't have something on the girls level that we do on the boys level. And I mean, I know the girls basketball, we got to get more competitive. I know we probably got about, it's top heavy with girls. Probably it's
Yeah.
y'all. It's probably y'all at about fourth after y'all, and then it kind of drop off. So maybe just them four, and then you do kind of like what Moisaic did, just put a lot of other out of county good teams against each other, just sprinkle the county and in between. So I mean, I know you got a plan for it though. So, but yeah, anything we can do to help that out. So I'm glad it went well. So it's last week for everybody. So man, y'all make sure that I know tomorrow is, like I said, it's a lot of games this week. And there's some good games besides the Mosaic that people really playing some people this last like week of the regular season. I was very when I was typing it up earlier today, I'm like, man, it's some good. People be mailing it in, coach. Yes, man. They just so I'm
They
impressed.
gotta be smarter about that. They gotta know, especially if you need help, you gotta schedule that last week in order to help you for the district. Like everything is strategic, right? So you gotta help yourself for district seating in this Saturday. So these games don't help you for the district. It'll help you for your regional if you get in for the region, but none of these games help you for the district.
If you had to put a percentage on it before we jump off, how many would you say don't understand that? You just said that nothing you do this week matters for district, but what you do matters for regional. How many people not aware? If you had to put a percentage, 20%, 37%, what percentage would you say people are
I would
not
say
aware of that?
a third for sure. It may be higher, but a third of them for sure don't understand that. Because if you haven't noticed, the ones that do know, a lot of those rival games happened last week. If you didn't notice, you know what I'm saying, where it usually happened the last week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a
That's
good
because
point. That's a good point.
so yeah. So just be aware. It's another strategy. It's important. You know what I'm saying? Like the Mosaic helps those playoff teams or those border teams with their regional whatever. But if trying to help yourself in the district, nothing from the district helps you. None of these games help you this week.
It's just amazing the amount of people that don't know that, coach. And I know it's a high number that don't know that nothing they're doing this week is helping them for. Because if I know it's all or nothing for me to get in, I gotta win the district, then it makes sense for me to position myself for the district.
Mm-hmm.
And so if a big game this week should only be looking for people that's trying to, like, we know Santa Fe gonna make a run, so that's a look ahead type game, Same thing with victory. That's a look ahead type game. But if you need help, like you're saying, and you ain't ready to do inventory yet, you should have had that game last week or the week before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's interesting. And that's interesting that a lot of people probably don't know that. So anyway, man, that's all we got for tonight, man. We appreciate y'all tapping in and rocking with us. We did post the honor roll earlier today. We'll put the top 10 on tomorrow. And once again, once those numbers come out from the FHSAA, we'll get them together. We'll compile them, and then we'll post them for y'all. We always want to make sure y'all got the information that you need. like I said, a lot of great games this week, a lot of good competition. So make sure y'all get out to these gyms, man, to check out these teams and these kids. Support basketball. Well, we got them, Coach Monty. We got them at 5 in our rankings. They undefeated, but you got some other factors that at least go in our rankings
I'm
for it.
disappointed in Monte. Coach, you've been gone. You just started back.
Yeah.
With the, you know what I'm saying, with the Friday joint. Like, you've been gone all year. We've been missing that.
Yeah,
Been missing that
my
energy.
boy
Happy to see you back.
Take a
Coach, I'm
hiatus,
happy to see
man.
you. We need that energy, Coach. I'm happy to see you.
Yeah, always, man. So, yeah. So that's a good question, Coach Monty. If you ask, depending on who you ask, it's a couple people feel like if your record should be the only criteria. So if you go by the only criteria, the only team that lost, then yeah. But we kind of sprinkle some other stuff in the pot. So we got them at 5, which, I mean, that's a great season for Fort Meade. Shout out to them and shout out to Coach Wilson, especially from where he was a couple of years ago. It's a great turnaround. So, but anyway, man, we appreciate yeah, my boy living life, Coach Plicker. He living life, but I'm here for it. Keep living, man. That's what's up. So, man, y'all be safe this week, man. We appreciate y'all rocking with us, tuning in, man. And like I say, make sure you pull up these kids. Pull up to the Mosaic. We'll be there. Maybe we'll see y'all. Y'all see us. Come say what's up. We might take a picture. May jump on there and go live and do a video. Who knows? A little interview. But appreciate y'all rocking with us, man. We do not take it for granted. Y'all be safe, man. Y'all go support the kids. Until next time, Polk, we out. Take care. Thank y'all.